So I read the New York Times preview of the race shortly before we started here tonight, and they had an interesting um, way of casting the Trump question. Reed Epstein, I think it was the reporter, whether Trump was in some ways in a no-win situation going into this. Because on the one hand, if Warnock loses, everybody's going to look at Donald Trump and say Georgia was this outlier state. I mean, some of the points that you made earlier. Trump couldn't knock off Kemp. He, sort of was in early on Herschel Walker, but then Mitch McConnell supported Herschel Walker and the Senate Republicans supported Herschel Walker. So it wasn't like he wasn't a Trump handpicked. I mean, he was a Trump handpicked candidate. Trump goaded Walker into the race. I don't think a lot of people were thinking about Herschel Walker as a Senate candidate before Donald Trump was thinking about him as a Senate candidate. But it wouldn't be in that sense, if Herschel Walker won, it wouldn't be this triumph for Donald Trump, in particular because Walker's team made it very clear in the weeks before this runoff that they didn't want Trump around. There was talk immediately after the November elections, when it became clear that there was going to be a runoff, about whether Trump would come to Georgia and do a rally. And I don't know if I can't say Walker's campaign team sent this message, but certainly people close to Walker and people advising Senate Republicans about how to win sent unmistakable messages to Donald Trump and his team that he was not welcome in Georgia. They did not want him in Georgia. They didn't want a rally. They wanted him to stay in Florida. They'd love it if he would raise money or contribute to, ad purchases, what have you, but they didn't really want him involved. And so the way the Times framed the question was, is there a way Trump wins this?